Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Let's do it again. We're going to do some deep dives today of the server changes and what's going to be available at launch. So make sure you hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe, and turn your notifications on and comment if you have any suggestions, ideas, or questions about the video. So let's get right into it. All right. So as you guys know, the FAQ has been released. Well, some of it. There's going to be more. But this next part, what changes have been made to the servers? So we've made a few changes to the server. First of all, we've increased the stasis replication range for structures significantly and dinos by about 70%, meaning you'll be able to see them further away before they de-render. Additionally, we'll be making use of instance rendering for all of our structured tile sets. Think building pieces, meaning bases are going to run a lot better. Basically, your base is going to be an instance. Like you're going to go there and boom, it's going to render. And the way, like with UE5 and nanites and lumen and all that stuff, like this is going to be a phenomenal increase. 70% increase is a lot compared to what we're used to now. And at the moment, we're still keeping the servers capped at 70 players. With a lot of changes we made, we had to make some trade-offs. And right now, the tech, not the hardware, isn't quite there yet to increase the slot cap much higher. We'll be evaluating this over time and see whether we can increase it as further engine upgrades and optimizations come through, either via Epic or us. Of course, player-run unofficial servers can increase to 100 plus. That is highly viable if they reduce the stasis replication range or lower the maximum dino counts, meaning the numbers on official are massive. So let's go further into this server stuff. Dolly and Chat have both said, hey, a few of us might jump around and play with some of the big official tribes on PvP and PvP just as guests, so they can see how the process is going, how the no cryos and stuff is going. So somebody asked Chat, hey, I don't know if this is something you can answer or not, but why is Nitrado limiting server slots? And he's like, are you referring to our statement about having 70 slots on the official servers for ASA? Because that's wildcard determination, not Nitrado. Honestly, it's a balancing act of making server performance more manageable versus other things that we decided to do, which makes sense. On top of that, let's go into what's going to be available day one and what the changes are. This is a hot topic, and they wanted to clarify their intentions, but they wouldn't be surprised if some things have slipped through the cracks. It's wildcard. They don't really talk to us, so I don't know why they're surprised. Anyways, they intend to release content based on the map it was launched with. It doesn't matter when it launched. For example, Ras will be available on day one with the Rhinogothia on the island. However, tech creature variants and cryopods will not be available. And as you saw in my screenshot a while ago, unofficial's not going to be able to turn these on. They're not going to be available. So a mod dev is going to have to do this for unofficial. It's just not, they're not going to be there. Tech Ingrams are going to be there, whatever Tech Ingrams are on the island. And this is confirmed by Jat that the Tech Ingrams from the island boss will be available. Dahlia said, we want to observe critical mass without cryos for early access, along with other things we tweak. So they want to see how the performance is without them. Cryos were introduced in Extinction to help with the rendering and all that stuff that we were having issues with in UE4 and all that. And changes the aspect to how they play, where they want to build. And then the last thing about them is, can all baby dinos be in the wild? No. No, they cannot. Anyways, so they went further. We've done a pass on caves, which I have a video on the cave stuff that they've posted in chat, kind of what they've wanted to do. They made some balance to choke points and improve the cave's internal appearance. We were hesitant to make dramatic changes to cave balance, as while the meta and ASA had flaws, we didn't feel a complete overhaul was wise. Between these changes and other adjustments throughout the game, we expect to see some shifts in the meta's player create. And they plan to watch the impact of these moving parts. Also, another huge thing is they disable movement speed on players and creatures on the official network. Unofficial could not. Can change that, of course, but official could not. Small dino quality of lives. Overhaul building, which I went over in the previous video. Breeding changes. This is huge, 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 boys. It's scary. Our product and QA teams is freaking out about it, but generally our attention hasn't been changed to strength of creatures, but make the implementation cleaner. Previous mutations were based on a creature's wild stat multiplier, and now we've given it its multiplier. So basically what that means is, example, Gigas. Their wild stat multiplier was melee, but it really didn't do anything besides, like, that's what their main stat was. So essentially, these dinos that are really good in a specific stat, Gigas and melee, are going to receive a buff or nerf and certain stats. So the Giga, that stam, a stam nerf is going to be brutal, bro. It's going to be brutal. This is pure speculation, but this is the way I'm understanding it. We have not fixed getting more than 20 mutation, meaning they're leaving it in as, you know, it wasn't originally intended, but it worked. Everybody loved it, so they left it alone. They removed the 255 cap, so that way unofficial can change it if they want. And for now, 255 is cap on official, but is open to adjustments, which is interesting. Interesting. That is pretty much all I'm going to cover in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.